Alright, hello everybody, welcome to IA Command. We are watching another Season 6 competitive league game. This is from week 2. And this is going to be a interesting game because so we've had, I think we've heard a lot of talk about the new Mandalorian card being pretty powerful. It certainly is the only card that was not fully approved by the community. And we've seen it in action. We saw it win the Java Cup Finals earlier this week. But I wanted to show this game because this is a game where we have a very good player, Derek, playing Mandalorian, losing to another very good player, Joey, who is playing cards that I think a lot of people have written off in IACP, including the Royal Guards that were nerfed in Season 3. I mean, they were buffed. They were buffed in Season 3 and then nerfed in Season 4. BT1 and the Grand Inquisitor, which I think a lot of people would be surprised if you named what's the deployment card that can beat the Mandalorian from Season 6. So I want to show off this game just so we can see how do you beat the Mandalorian. How do you defeat him? What's good against him? This is not to show Derek losing. Derek's an excellent player, and I'm sure he played this game very well. But I'm going to go pretty slow in this one, do a bit more of an analysis and see how things are going. And yeah, so one more thing before we start the game. I've noticed watching my own videos that it's a bit frustrating. They seem to be stuck on 720p resolution, which can make it kind of hard to see things like the damage values on the small figures. I have to keep the map pretty zoomed out when I do these videos. Otherwise, if I zoom in, it'll jump around all over the place when people are playing cards, and it can get confusing. So I have to keep it zoomed out, which means the figures are small. So I dug around in my OBS settings, and I think I was able to increase the resolution on my video recording. So hopefully now it'll be watchable in 1080p, and that will make it a lot easier to see a lot of the details on the map. I hope. This is a test. This will be the first one I'm doing like this. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else, and hopefully we can get that resolution up for everybody to enjoy these Vassal videos a lot more, because I know it's kind of hard to make out the details sometimes. Okay, so looking at the match here, so Derek is playing Scum List. This is a Queen Spam. This is pretty similar actually to the list I played against Jake in week 1. He's got Mando, Jabba, Bib Fortuna, Greedo, and then a regular Jawa. But instead of IG-11 and Afra, he is playing Boba Fett with motivation, actually. And so no black market. But he does have Clan of 2, which is 0 points with Mando. And he's got extra armor, which is just awesome with Mando and Boba's innate defenses, which makes it harder to pierce them. So he's playing as Joey. We've had Joey on the podcast, on the show, on the channel. He's talked many times, been a guest for us, and he is playing Royal Guards, Elite Royal Guards, Emperor Palpatine, BT1, Grand Inquisitor, Mara Jade, an officer. He also has motivation as well on Palpatine, and then he's got Zillow Technique, Rule by Fear, and Advanced Comm Systems on the officer. So an interesting list here. Really curious to see how he utilizes the Grand Inquisitor. I've not been impressed when I've seen the Grand Inquisitor in action, even at his reduced cost in IACP. But I'm going to be interested. We've got, actually though, this is a great list to use him in because we've got Mara Jade, and Mara is a hunter when she's played an Empire list. So we've got Grand Inquisitor, Mara Jade, and BT1 as hunters in an Empire list. So I'm sure we're going to see some hunter cards getting played to help improve the Inquisitor's attack. Alright, let's get to the game here. The players are actually using chat, text chat instead of voice chat, so I'll be able to actually see what's going on. Alright, so start of round. Derek's going to draw and focus Boba with Jabba. Officer's going to activate for Joey. He's going to play Planning. And he's going to move down, not quite to the terminal. Alright, so Bib Fortuna going to activate for Derek. I will note here Derek is not playing First Strike, as we sometimes see players use with Bib to give him that extra VP on round 1. So let's see if... I don't think he really needs it, of course, here. If you look at it, he's only got 3 attackers. I mean, he does have the regular Jawa, which could appreciate the focus, but I think he's going to be just fine with just 2 focuses around. All right, Bib playing Planning. So we're going to focus Mando and play Planning to draw 2. So both players have played Planning. Mara Jade activating for Joey. And they are playing New Ownership. So this is the one that has the stashes that can be controlled. So there's 3 stashes, top, bottom, and middle. So Joey moving Mara up to the middle, but not to the stash, because if he puts Mara on the stash, it is very easy to attack her at range. However, 5. Yeah, so Mando just needs 2 extra movement points to get up and do a spear attack on Mara from there. Now, there's no Gideon or anything in Derek's list. But usually Boba tends to play movement cards because all of his abilities are movement or have movement point costs. But we'll see what happens. All right, Derek opening the door with Jawa. So this is Derek saying, I have better ranged attacks than you. If you open your door, I will punish you. And the Jawa is going to jump down into the pit. Alright, so Jawa's down here on the stash. And now Joey's going to activate the Grand Inquisitor. And Inquisitor has 5 speed. It looks like he's double moving. Nice, so he's moving down into position there. Nice spot, although... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Boba can get there to shoot at the Inquisitor, though. So a bit of a risky, aggressive play, but you do need to be aggressive with these melee figures. And now we've got Greedo, who's going to be excellent in this matchup because almost all of Joey's figures are melee. So Greedo does not have to really worry about slowing the draw. All right, wow, Royal Guards are going to open up the door here. We got one opening the door, moving to the middle next to Mara, and then this one going to jump down into the Rancor pit with the regular Jawa. And has enough movement points to, or has enough actions left to perform an attack. So we've got 3 Surge for +2, and then an automatic Pierce 1. So that's definitely going to kill that 3 health Jawa, who took a damage going down the trapdoor. So for those who don't know, in the Rancor pit, if you jump on one of these 2 squares with the gray things, you take a strain and then you get teleported down into the Rancor pit here. You basically fall down the trapdoor. All right, Boba activating, pushes Mando forward with motivation. And now he's going to move over to the middle area. Oh, and he's going to flamethrower on Mara and the Royal Guard. So this is a double move. So he's getting to move 10 spaces and then flamethrower. So it looks like the Royal Guard's going to take the strain as a damage, and then Mara is going to take the strain as a card and discards Parting Blow. And both are going to be weakened. Oh, and now he's using Wrist Cord. Oh, and he's playing Mandalorian Tactics. So that's going to give him a free attack here on Mara Jade. Wow, and he has enough movement points left to use the Carbine ability so he can change one of his dice to a red die. So it looks like he's going to change the blue die to a red die since it's a point blank attack. Ooh, Mara blanks out. So that is a lot of damage with the focus from Boba. That's 9 damage, Pierce 1. So good thing Joey took the damage as strain, or the strain as a card there. Oh, but Derek has Bib, so he's going to discard a card here, it looks like, to add +1 damage. So discarding Glory of the Kill. And then, oh, but of course Joey has Zillow, but I do believe that Boba has a Pierce 1 ability. Oh, but he can exhaust, of course. So he exhausts Zillow to negate the Pierce, and so that's going to keep Mara alive with 1 health left. Oh, Toxic Dart. So 1 strain to Mara. So that's going to discard a card. This looks like primary target getting discarded for the strain there. And Boba is done with his activation. So now we're going to see BT activate. I'm going to come up and perform an attack on Boba. Range 4. No surge for accuracy on this attack, so no cards. Boba spends a block token. So Derek is respecting that he could make range, which he does. So that's going to be... Ooh, that's a good roll from BT. I don't think he has a reroll, but 5, 6, Pierce 2. That's going to be 5 damage. Not going to blast. Oh, 6 Pierce 2. Of course, I miscounted. No, that's what I said. So 5 damage, yeah. So Boba takes 5, which is a respectable attack. For attacking Boba, you can do 5 damage with one attack. That is a good attack. Alright, Mando going to come up. Looks like he's going to spear to finish off Mara. No cards, no dodge. So Mara's going to go down to this one, it looks like. So Derek picking up the first kill. Gets... Should have 7 VP, or 8. Oh yeah, 7 VPs because of Jabba. And now with the bonus attack provided from Beskar's spear, he's going to attack BT. No cards here. Ooh, that is not a good roll. Very good roll for Joey. Rerolls. Gets the triple though, so that's going to be 3 damage, it looks like. Ooh, nice. Heightened, so that's going to be 6. Oh, but he didn't get the accuracy he needed. So yeah, he's going to have to spend that surge on accuracy and do 4 damage. Alright, Palpatine activating. Going to tempt on Boba. That makes sense. Every damage you can put on Boba is good damage, even if it makes him a little stronger. Going to come up and lightning on Boba. Now there is a blocking terrain between Boba and Mando, so I don't believe Mando takes damage from that, but the automatic damage going through defenses is really good against Boba. And now he's going to have BT perform an attack targeting Boba. Yeah, oof. Palpatine, very good against Boba, it looks like. As is BT. We'll see how BT rolls, if he rolls as good as he did in the last attack. Alright, so they forgot to move the child token companion, which would have moved on top of Mando there. And here is BT's attack. Boba spending the block. He did get weakened from the Force Lightning, so he loses that auto surge. And this looks like another pretty good roll from BT here, but a great roll from Boba. That's going to be 6 Pierce 2, so 3 damage. It looks like he's going to be short on damage. Oh, but he's got Assassinate. That's going to take out Boba. And there's that Hunter cards we were talking about at the beginning, showing up for Joey here. Strong card, that Assassinate. So that is 13 points for Joey. Oh, and he's got the celebration too. Yeah, Lesai. Oof. So that was a big kill for Joey. Palpatine doing work there. Okay, and then using motivation to move the Royal Guard to take control of the stash. That was pretty cheeky. Getting that control point. Unexpected movement to get control of an objective can be very strong, because your opponent's often not expecting that. So Joey going up 4 more points for controlling the stash down at the bottom with that Royal Guard that killed the Jawa. Derek is playing from behind here. Basically, you have lost half of his list's main offensive force, and now Mando's going to really have to do some work to catch up with the fact that Boba is dead. Alright, Derek playing take, but Joey's got the negate. So that's pretty important, just because Most likely Mando could have deleted a figure here with Beskar Spear. Looks like Palpatine's going to tempt Mando. So this is a really good tempt since Mando's full on power tokens. He's not going to take the damage token, so it's basically a free damage from Palpatine. Palpatine's moving up. He doesn't have line of sight to Mando. Oh, but he can motivation, so he moves the guard out of the way. Great motivation play here. Going to force lightning, so that's 4 damage to Mando and weaken. And now he's going to have Emperor have the guard attack Mando here, so he's going to spend a block token for sure. Guard has a reroll. Very nice. So it's going to be 5, pierce, 1, and stun. So I think that should be 2 damage. 2 damage and stun. And that's it for Palpatine. So Palpatine showing how strong he is still. I mean, we talk about power creep sometimes, but some of these old FFG cards are just really strong. Especially if you know how to use them really well, like Joey does. But now we're going to see Mando pull off some tricks. So he's able to get rid of the stun here with the child. So child activates, pulls off the stun, and heals the damage. And now he's going to move. So who is he going to go for? I think BT makes the most sense. But also going for the Royal Guard makes sense too, if he can get it off the table. So I'm going to use Beskar Spear, playing tools. So he's going to add a red. The guard did get an evade token from that surge for stun. And that's what we ended up replacing that +1 evade automatic when we nerfed it. That was just too strong with extra armor tokens and Zillow. Alright, so tools adds a red. Gonna re-roll that 1 pip. Nice, gets the 3 pip. Loses the surge, but 6 damage, pierce 1 is not bad. So puts it at 7. Joey's saying, calm down there, Vader. Yeah, that is a Vader roll, although he doesn't have the +1 that Vader has. I think Joey was saying that he thinks Mando would be stronger than Vader even if Mando costs 13 points. Which I think is a bit of a hot take, but I don't think he's too far off with his take there. So regular attack on the guard, not a great roll, but reroll takes care of that problem. Weakened is really hurting him here, though. I think Joey's unfortunately going to be able to keep this alive with a discard. But that's right, Derek has Bib, so he can counter the Zillow discard. Although Joey gets to keep his card. So yeah, that's going to kill the guard there. Derek gets 6 points. Gets 5 for the guard and 1 for Jabba. He's going to have to really lean hard on Jabba here. Order hit, not super great with Mando. Alright, we've got Inquisitor coming up. Gonna attack Mando, who is at 5 damage. Dang, good roll. Good roll. But he does stop that surge, which is probably big. Because that was going to be Pierce 3. So Joey asking if he can cleave onto the child. But nope, you cannot cleave the child. That is not allowed. You have to target the child if you want to do damage to it. And we did that just because we knew that otherwise the child would just die to anything and everything. All the passive damage in the world would just kill it all the time. So we did say, hey, if you want to get rid of the child, shoot at it, attack it. But otherwise, it sticks around. Alright, so Mando does get protective fire here because the child is occupying his space. So 5 damage, not bad. It's basically Mando versus Joey's entire list here. He's fighting against BT, Inquisitor, and Palpatine. I guess Derek does have Greedo. Can't forget about Greedo there. He's going to have to focus him first for sure. Oh, he's going to do the order hit here on the Inquisitor. And I think that makes sense. Although Palpatine's gone already. Inquisitor's got 15 health. I'm going to reroll that. So that's going to be 5, 6, 7. So 6 more damage. Looks like Derek's out of command cards, so he can't discard anything to bib. Alright, officer activating. I think he's going to take a shot at Baby Yoda here. There you go. This is exactly what we designed it for, because we knew, like, hey, people have extra attacks. An officer can definitely threaten Baby Yoda, and Derek's going to go ahead and incapacitate it with force exhaustion. So that's going to weaken the officer, basically just cancels the attack, but it turns off the child's abilities, which is what you want. So, yep, pointing out that it doesn't matter what dice you roll, child's incapacitated. Incapacitated figure cannot take damage, cannot use abilities, cannot move, etc., etc. It's basically just sits there as a inert figure. But the important thing is it can be interacted with things like once the Mando gets defeated. And it still counts for protective fire. That's important. So Bib activating, going to focus up Greedo. BT going to activate here, going to come up, take a shot at Mando. And the important thing also for that is that by shooting at the child there, Joey has turned off force exhaustion for Mando to benefit from. So that would have been really good here to take away one of BT's attack dice. This could very well kill Mando. He's out of block tokens. BT has Pierce 2. So that's going to be 6 damage. Yeah, I think that kills him. And that was GG. So yeah, some very good dice from BT there, according to Joey. And we saw what happened there was basically, I think Boba was the liability here. He was very aggressive, and I think Derek wasn't expecting the amount of unblockable damage that Palpatine puts out with Force Lightning and Tempt. And then the awesome dice that BT was rolling, of course, with Assassinate. I mean, that was a long-range attack. So, interesting game. Interesting list played by Joey, and interesting list played by Derek here. And I think that's what we're seeing, a really good list played by Joey against these queen pieces that have very high defenses. Palpatine is really good for that. If you have a big hitter like BT. And the Hunter cards, I mean, this Emperor Hunter list was really interesting to see in action. So that was the game. I hope you enjoyed it. Derek and Joy, I hope you guys don't mind me using your game just to show some possible tactics maybe against some of these more defensive figures we've seen in IACP. And thank you everybody for watching. I hope the quality on this one is a little bit improved from what I usually put out, and easier to see and watch it in 1080p. All right, bye everybody.